Hello gentlemen, and welcome to yet another episode of the Gentleman's Club. I'm your host Mark Antimate, and in today's episode I got yet again another whiskey review for you. This time over a Japanese only whiskey. This one is called TOPVALU whiskey. Now this is the absolute cheapest whiskey that I've ever reviewed on this channel, and I don't think anything is going to top this for a long time. TOPVALU is a supermarket brand alternative to food products here in Japan, and they offer the cheaper versions of different foods and beverages that are very popular, and this is their take at whiskey. Now this bottle is on loan to me from a friend named Sam, and he claims that he only paid about 554 yen for this, which I believe him, and that is about $5 US. And again, the name of this is just called TOPVALU whiskey. This one is 37% alcohol, but as you may know, in most countries that honor whiskey as a quality commodity of alcoholic beverages, that anything that is under 40% is not honored as whiskey, as to say it's for quality control is what that measure is. So in places like probably Scotland, the whole of the UK, United States, 37%, they wouldn't be allowed to put this up on the shelves and call it this. But in Japan, where these laws are very lax, it's very possible. I mean, it's highly likely that they can get away with this very easily without no repercussions of calling it whiskey at 37%. This is a 720 milliliter bottle, and the only kanji that I can read on here is the address. It says that this comes from Chiba Prefecture, which is just east of Tokyo. Yeah, I assume that they distill it in Chiba, but wow, I'm not having high hopes for this at all, but we're going to go ahead and try this. Very light, young colored whiskey. And as you can see, the bottle's all moist because my friend Sam, he had this one inside the freezer. But since I became very more knowing about whiskey, you know, I don't do things like this. Surprisingly, it's a very light smell. It's like repressed ethanol. It's not very strong, but it is there, but it's very repressed. Very, very light. Maybe that's because the ABV. This one is very light on all fronts. Very well balanced, but light on all fronts. It tastes very cheap. And even though this is the cheapest whiskey that I've ever had in terms of price value, I still want to say the absolute worst whiskey that I have had has and still is has been the Suntory Kakubin whiskey. It's the one that comes inside of a square bottle that kind of looks like a tortoise shell, and there's a yellow label on there. And that's one of my earlier reviews, if you can revert back to that. This tastes a little bit better than that, but not by much. I imagine that this might be good at making highballs. If you're having a cheap party with a bunch of friends over, and their only aim is to get shit-faced, as they like to say, but they don't drink for the flavor or anything else. But this is a young person's whiskey. Even as cheap as it is, I would never buy this again. If I'm gonna have a party whiskey for friends, I'm just gonna pay 3 times this much, about 15 bucks, get a Fujisan Roku and pass that around, and people will be satisfied at the taste value of that. 500 yen, this isn't much of anything at all. Anyways, gentlemen, that was my quick review of the TOPVALU Japan only supermarket whiskey. I thank you all for watching. Salute to you wherever you may be out in the world. Please drink responsibly, and as always, gentlemen, keep it classy.